Hi, my name is Dave Champion. I'm the host of the Dave Champion Radio Show, a political talk radio show that airs Monday through Friday on Republic Broadcasting Network.
My name is Bill Carns. I'm the host of 2A Radio, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. Central to 10 a.m. Central on Republic Broadcasting.
Okay, Bill, tell the audience, what does 2A stand for?
2A is all about the Second Amendment. We talk about gun rights issues and legislation and acts that would go against our Second Amendment rights.
Fantastic. Well, we're here today because we're going to show you, we're going to prove to you what absolute idiots the left is when it comes to gun control. Now, we're probably going to make a series of these recordings, but today we're going to focus on one issue and one issue alone. That issue is, have your legislators done anything beneficial for you by reducing magazine capacity legally in the states where you can't own magazines that exceed, usually it's 10 rounds? Have they infringed on your rights, or are they doing something for public safety? Have they really achieved something? Have they increased your safety and the safety of the people you love? That's what we're going to explore on this video today. You see behind me, we've got these targets set up. We're going to run this course. The balloons are there just for effect so that you know that Bill and I are actually hitting our targets when we're shooting for the demonstration. And what we're going to show you, what we're going to prove to you, is that legislatively reduced magazine capacities will not change the outcome if an evil person decides to do evil with a firearm.
Bill, now keep in mind, this is not a scientific test. The reason is, do you think the left could understand science other than global warming?
No, I don't think we need science for this one.
So this is, in effect, just a realistic exercise of taking two different shooters, two different types of guns, with a standard capacity magazine and a legislatively reduced capacity magazine, and firing through the same sequence of targets, and we're going to time it and see the outcome.
Now, we're going to use good old American common sense, so we know this is probably going to leave the left behind, but we know you'll understand. So here we go. In order that what Bill is about to do and what I'm then going to do are approximately the same, we're not going to move the targets at all between the time Bill runs the sequence and I run the sequence. Also, Bill and I are both very experienced tactical shooters. We're going to keep about the same pace with our footwork. Further, we're going to begin at the ready position so we don't have to factor in speed of presentation. That's going to keep his run and my run essentially the same so we can look at times that compare to one another. You notice we've set up the left-hand row so that you'll be able to see as Bill works the sequence, all of his rounds hit those on the left. What a metaphor.
I'm going to be running through this sequence of targets with a magazine that's designed to hold the number of rounds initially designed by the manufacturer. This is not a high-capacity magazine. This is a standard capacity magazine. This specific magazine holds 17 rounds of 9mm. A reduced capacity magazine, or rather legislatively reduced capacity magazine, would have this same style magazine for the same gun limited to 10 rounds or less. I'll be running through this entire sequence without changing magazines.
Shooter ready? Ready? I'm going to use this type of magazine. This magazine is from 1911. This particular magazine holds 8 rounds. Now, it is designed to hold 8 rounds, but we're using it to simulate a legislatively reduced magazine. As I shoot the sequence about halfway through, I'm going to perform a magazine change. So we're going to compare, in the end, the time that it took Bill to run the sequence without a magazine change, and the time it takes me to run the sequence with a magazine change.
Shooter ready.
Ready.
Ready. As you can see from the time sequence, When I was firing with a magazine of standard capacity with a higher round count than the magazines that Dave had, I finished this course with 14 targets in 11.5 seconds. Dave, with a magazine of reduced capacity, in 13.25 seconds. Dave, a mere 1 3/4 seconds?
Yes. Now, your legislators have told you that if all of the magazines, the capacities are reduced, then that's going to save lives. The average response time across the country in major urban areas is more than 6 minutes. So with a magazine change, a bad guy is 1 3/4 seconds. It takes him 1 3/4 seconds longer to kill the same amount of people than a magazine with a higher round count. More than 6 minutes for law enforcement to respond, less than 2 seconds in difference. How many lives do you imagine that they've saved?
Now, the peddling of the ideas of saving lives is based on the idea of police coming to protect you. And we've spoken many times on our radio shows, Dave, about the myth of police protection, where the Supreme Court has ruled that law enforcement has absolutely no legal responsibility to have to provide police protection to any citizen of the United States.
Correct. Now, some people may say, well, Dave, you were almost as fast with a magazine change as Bill was, so why not have legislatively reduced magazines? Good question. Here's the answer. To infringe on your rights to accomplish nothing is not what government exists to do. This shows that, as Bill said, the line that the left has peddled to you about saving lives is only to control you and to diminish your rights, and doesn't save any lives whatsoever. We're hoping in states where you have legislatively reduced magazines, you can show this to your legislators and ask them, how does this save lives? And if they can't answer the question, repeal those damn laws.
It's Thomas Jefferson who said, tyranny is that which is illegal for the citizenry, but legal for the government. I'd like to give you a perfect example of tyranny. It's written on my magazine that says for government and law enforcement use only. Tyranny.
That's because it has a 17-round capacity. In a place like California, it can only have a 10-round capacity. So in California, the police can do things legally that you can't do legally. As Thomas Jefferson said, that's tyranny. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please pay attention to our radio shows, 2A Radio on Republic Broadcasting Network, The Dave Champion Show at 1 o'clock West Coast time. We look forward to talking with you again. Take care.
Thanks for your time.